Yo, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Enrique Wow here once again. I am pumping these videos out. 9.1 PvP talent updates. If you're like, Enrique, you got on the same shirt, man. It's because I'm doing these things back to back to back. I gotta pump these things out while I have free time. So I'm going at it, man. So I did the hunter videos. I'm gonna do the priest videos now. We're going to talk about my old main in 9.0, the Shadow Priest. Got me up pretty decently. I wasn't as high as I've been in the past, and MMR wise, only hit like 2K, 2.1. And that's just because the deflation killed us. I found this thing where it's like 2.1 is the new like 2.5 or something. I was like, holy shit, man. Yeah. So we didn't get to queue a lot. So if you see some of the videos on YouTube, a little sparse on the RPS, just because in real life stuff. Two of us are grad students. You know, we have a lot of work to do. My other guy, my healer Austin, and YouTube editor, he's also going back to school. He's getting his business degree. So we're a little busy, but the summer is here and the guns are out. No, because I have on a long sleeve shirt, but whatever. Shadow Priest PvP talents, man. Let's freaking do it. So we have here, they have a couple new talents. I should tell you why I switched. So I stopped playing Shadow Priest because I don't like the direction that it's going in for 9.1. They're taking away like basically all of his burst damage, right? Like nerfs to Devouring Plague, you know, stuff like that, man. I'm like, nerfs to Mind Flay, nerfs to the like legendaries and stuff. I'm like, oh. You know, they putting it back all on the dot damage, and I'm like, dude, if I wanted to play a dot class, I would have played like Affliction Line, right? So yeah, man, you're gonna see it in this video as well, too, why I took some of this stuff out, or why I switched it back to Hunter. It's just a little wonky playing Shadow Priest right now. They had a good rework. I love that the direction it was in 9.0, but 9.1, I'm like, nah, man, I'm not getting trained by melee just to pump out some little dot damage. Cool. So here we go. S tier from last time. This is from last time. I didn't change it. I'm just gonna add the new ones. Number 1, Greater Fate. The best ability, of course, that Priest has. It's insane. It's a 45-second bubble, basically. They did change it in 9.1. It's no longer 4 seconds. It is now 3 seconds. So a little bit of a nerf to Greater Fate. I don't think it's gonna matter that much, honestly. It's still an S tier, still gonna be taken all the time. You can see about the population, the popularity is taken like every time, which is hilarious. Number 2, Avoid Shift. Basically, you swap health with another target member. It's basically another defensive cooldown. To be honest, Void Shift is kind of like sketchy. Like it's very hard to like time it out and like use it. It's super hard actually. It takes a lot of like coordination with your team, but I still think it's S tier just because it's like so good. Definitely if you're trying to play like a really tough comp like RPS or something like that, it's nice to have an extra defensive. But let me keep that at S. Next I have Thought Steal on here. So appear into the mind of an enemy attempting to steal a known spell. If stolen, the victim cannot cast that spell for 20 seconds. So I put this as an A tier because I thought it was going to be pretty good, right? Like, yeah, it's good, but it's only really good against mages. Like I said, mages and warlocks when I first made these, but I never took this against warlocks, and I rarely took it against mages, to be honest. Like it felt the value of this was very low, you know. Like I don't know if it's worth being an A tier ability just because it's good against mages. Maybe it was because mages were insane in 9.0. And I actually had to take it just for mages, you know. So yeah, maybe it was worth taking. I'll keep it as an A, but I don't think it's that good. But I'm gonna tell you why I might still keep it as an A. You know, maybe it's like a B, high B or something. But I'm gonna keep it as an A just because it's such a good thing against mages, and I guess sort of warlocks too. Next ability. Devouring Plague is now gone. Yes, folks. This ability was so freaking strong, man. I can't believe they took this away. Like, first they nerfed Devouring Plague, right? Now they take away lasting plague. Like all of Priest Burst is like negated now, man. Like this was such a big hit for me. Like I decided like, yeah, this is it. I'm kind of done playing Shadow Priest in arenas because they won't have any bursts. You know what I mean? Like I play Rogue Priest Shaman and Thug Cleave, of course. So now I'm like, dude, why even play Rogue Priest Shaman if we're just gonna like play a comp that's gonna be very hard defensively, where we have to trade very, very well and not even have burst damage and kidney shots, you know? Like, yeah, the move and stuff played on the highest level, but it's because on the highest level, everything is tanky as fuck. And it's going to go into dampening, you know? So RPS, if you trade right, it's a good comp. And it's going to be good at 9.1 for that reason, because it's going to have high consistent damage. But that's not what I'm here for, man. Like, in a normal game, in a 2K bracket, or like high 18 or 1800 above bracket, you know, you want to be able to finish games, man. You're not trying to play dampen games every time. So yeah, it hurts. It's gone. It hurts. Next, Void Origins. Void Eruption is now instant cast. That's all it is. You know, now honestly, it's probably S tier, just because you don't really have anything else to take. You know what I mean? Like everything else is kind of trash. I'm gonna keep it A. Let me stop being dramatic. It's A. I took it a lot, honestly, in 9.0, just because melee cleaves train you so hard. You know, you'll never get this cast off. So if you are in like a lower bracket or playing like as a beginner or an intermediate player, Void Origins is a really good quality of life thing. So yeah, don't sleep on it. Next, Cypher summons a Cypher with 10 health. Basically, it slows the target and it gives a 50% mortal strike effect. I never take this. I have it as a B. I think because in Battle for Azeroth it did more damage than it does now. But now, I never take it. It's not worth it. It's too easily killed as well, and it does no damage, so I wouldn't take it. Next, Mind Trauma. Fully channeled Mind Flames calls you to steal 3% haste from the target for 3 seconds. Only 12% haste can be stolen from a single target. I think this is still in the game. Yeah. I have it as a B because it's actually pretty fun to use in 2s. Like, I like this ability in 2s a lot. In 3s, it might honestly become important again, because Shadow Priest is most likely going to stick to caster comps. Like, caster comps only, probably. So, I mean, you can run with like a war or something, but whatever. I think it's going to be really good in 2s. In 3s, it'll probably be really good with a Warlock or like a Boomkin or something, where you're just trying to maximize damage. Next, Dreamvid Madness. While Void Form is not active, being attacked will reduce the cooldown of Void Eruption by 30 seconds. Again, I have this as a B tier just because it's really, really, really good in 2s. Like, in 2s, it's an S tier. In 2s, you would take this every time, because you get Void Eruption back so quick if you play with this ability. So I'm gonna keep that as a B. Alright, let's get into the new abilities. Next, Megalomania. Gain the Serenity of Madness talent. When Serenity of Madness would kill you, you are instead reduced to 35% of your maximum health. Like, I think this ability is weird, man. I think this could be good in like RBGs. Maybe that's like the whole purpose of this, was like RBGs. But in arena, or even rated, not even rated, just normal battlegrounds. But in arena, I would probably never take this, bro. Because if somebody has a weak aura or like one of the add-ons call out that you used Megalomania, you're gonna get trained and you're gonna get killed, you know. So I don't know how this would work, man. Like, how would it work if you were like 50% health? Like, would it just take you to 35%? I don't know. Either way, I think it's pretty bad, man. It's like a C. Like, maybe it'd be good in BGs or something, but I don't see anybody taking that in arenas. Next, Voidvolley. Upon entering Void form, send a slow-moving bolt of shadow energy at a random location every 0.5 seconds for 3 seconds, dealing like decent damage to all targets within 8 yards and causing them to flee in horror for 3 seconds. Again, for arena, this will probably never be used. It's so trash. But for BGs, it could be pretty good. Like, that's pretty good control. Like, you can get a horror effect from that. Maybe in like RBGs or BGs, it could be straight. I would like to try it. I have played no Shadow Priest in months, so I haven't tested out any of these abilities, any of these new ones. Okay, next new ability, which is not on this list, but it should be on this website. Yeah, improved Master Spell. Master Spell cooldown is reduced to 15 seconds and is cast time by 1 second. This ability is S tier. But who wants to play like this, man? Like, it takes a certain type of person that want to play this type of Shadow Priest, where you just put up dots and you literally just a healer. Like, that's all Shadow Priest is gonna be. I know it's like, it's sad, but it's true. 9.1 Shadow Priest is gonna be a healer with dots. That's it. Back to his roots, man. It's gonna be like TBC, where like literally you put up dots and then you just start healing and doing utility stuff like mind controlling and fearing. But let me talk about this ability. This is going to be good. I'm not going to lie. Like, this is probably going to be your best ability. Maybe second best behind Greater Fate. Reason why? Because Shadow Priest is going to be most likely in that support role, or support role in a caster or something like that. Every 15 seconds, you can dispel a CC off your healer. Like, you know how insane that is? That's disgusting. Like, that's absolutely disgusting. The only thing that's going to hold it back is mana. But I think you can get like 3 of these off with your mana bar. That's insane utility. So, like, I can see, like, if you play like a setup comp where Shadow Priest, like RPS or something, if you master spell the healer, like your shaman, a good amount, it'll keep you aggressive, which is really good. But honestly, it's just going to be another thing that's like caster cleave friendly, plug and chug a Shadow Priest. Shadow Priest heals and do a healer shit and put out dots and like call it a day. You know, that's it. Let me do the last one. Void Shield. When casting yourself, 30% of the damage you deal refills your power shield. Trash. There we go. Let's get back to this master spell. I just think like I said, I don't like the direction that Shadow Priest went in for 9.1. I'm gonna miss the damage in raids, but arena, I'm not gonna miss it at all, to be honest. Like, it's too support role. The damage is too passive, and they just don't have anything that's going to really chunk, you know. Devouring Plague 9.1 or 9.0, 9.05 chunked. If you got 3 Devouring Plagues with like Misery, Devouring Plague with Lasting Plague, and they didn't have a disease to spell, like, you can like almost one-shot somebody. It was a low-key one-shot, and you know I love to keep it low-key. But now, I don't know, man. It's not something I really want to touch. But if Shadow Priest is your thing, I hope you have fun, and I hope you find that this video was helpful. Please like and subscribe if you like the video. Yeah, man. Enrique, wow. Pumping videos out. Finally. Peace out. See you in the next one.